Sup everyone, Casual Talk here. I'm going to be talking about and go deeper on the STI, STD, HIV epidemic. The funny thing is that so many people on the media, it's like diseases is never relevant to them. But there's a lot of men and women who are encouraging other women and men to hookup culture, sleeping around with whoever they want, their body, their choice, whoever they want to sleep with, that's their business. But this one thing seems to get over their head. The whole purpose to sex between a man and a woman in the first place. The original creation for sex, yes, it's to procreate, but its true meaning is to be married. Marry before you carry. Get married before you have kids. Don't have kids out of wedlock, because the man has the option to leave. And not only that, it's a sin under God. It's a blessing if God allows the child to live, but it's a curse at the exact same time. For one, people all don't know who they're sleeping with, who they're having kids by. They don't take the time to have the knowledge to look up the child's father's history, genetics. Same for the mothers. You don't know this woman too well. You don't know this man too well. You think you may know them for knowing them for maybe a month or two, and you're already having kids with them. Next thing you know, the child has a condition that you had no idea about from the person's family. The person brings it up, and that's it. You see, I had a history where I had a speech problem when I was growing up. So, genetically speaking, it is important to look into the genetic factors of a person's history, like based off their family. Is their family known to have heart disease? Is their family known to have high blood pressure? Any disease, diabetes. There's a lot of things that are hereditary within a person's DNA. And there could be a possibility that your children may have a condition from the family, like arthritis, for example, heart disease, asthma, things like that. But the thing that really should boggle people's minds is catching an STD that's permanent and not curable, because that could really be detrimental to your life. People living with HIV, I'm just going to educate some of you. Do you know it's attempted murder to live with HIV, and you sleep with people unprotected, and you don't let them know that you have HIV, or you don't let them know that you have AIDS? Because AIDS is like the final stage to HIV when it's not controllable. And AIDS is like a death sentence. That's when you know your time is cut very short, your body's very weak, you barely have any white blood cells to fight against the disease. Okay? And there was a time where I thought I had something. I thought I had herpes, HIV, AIDS. I thought I had that. And there's different types of herpes. There's herpes 1 and there's herpes 2. There's a lot of diseases out there. Chlamydia, genital warts, herpes 1 and 2, HIV, AIDS. There's a lot more that I can't remember to name off the top of my head because there are so many sexual transmitted infections and sexual transmitted diseases. And some people just brush it off like, oh, don't worry, it's curable. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. There's people that I know or knew who are living with herpes and sexual transmitted infections, or probably has more right now to this day. I made a video covering this a few years ago. It is scary to know that you slept with somebody, you never hear from them again. Next thing you know, you're having cold feet. You have lumps from your neck. Your lymph nodes are basically the lumps around your neck. If that's inflamed, that means your body is fighting a major infection. That's a sign. You have cold sores in your throat and in your private area. People will call it crabs too, for short. You feel very fatigued out of nowhere. You have headaches even if the medication is not working. It's on and off. You have a lot of chills and flu-like symptoms. Fever-like symptoms. It keeps going on and off. This is no game. God saved me when I was in a situation where I was around the wrong people. And what I mean by around, I'm just going to be real honest with you. I was basically sleeping with this girl, sleeping with that girl. It wasn't a lot of people, but to me, it felt that way because I'm taking away the meaning, and my faith that I had was to remain a virgin until I get married, which unfortunately most people in this world does not have that mindset. Hookup culture has created dating to be more of a lustful, superficial thing. Now today, in order for people to be in a relationship, they judge your outer appearance first. They judge how good you are in bed, and then now people sees now let's see if I'm compatible with this person. But if it was the opposite, sex is more meaningful, especially behind two virgins, where you can actually figure things out together. And that's the beauty behind being a virgin and being married on top of that at the exact same time. You're discovering things together. Everything is new. Everything is exciting. One person knows so much, the other person doesn't. How is that exciting? That's why some people that don't have too much experience and one person that does, the person that does should actually humble themselves. I'm just keeping it real with you. What made me bring this up was because there was a few videos that I watched and came across, and one of them was by this guy. I'm gonna link the video and put it in the comment section down below, and then put it in the description box. He called AIDS or HIV the high five. I thought it was funny. I guess he's calling it the high five for censorship reasons and YouTube, and it is what it is. It's called HIV. It's a disease. It's a well-known disease that has taken the lives of millions of people all around the world after transforming into AIDS. And currently, there's no cure for it. And I'm pretty sure there's a cure out there. But with how the medical industry works, if they're making a lot of money off of this stuff and off of the medication, that's keeping pharmacists in the business. That's keeping doctors in the business for the patients to come back for more medication. And that's keeping the doctors and the hospitals in business, because all that money that pay is going towards them. They're getting the cut. The doctor's getting the cut. The nurses involved is getting the cut. Hospitals is getting the cut. The pharmacist is getting the cut. The people in the labs that's making the medication is getting the cut. Oh yeah. Why would there be a cure for HIV and AIDS if they're making a lot of money off of it? They're gonna put a nice fat tag on it. And you know how much the cost is to keep up with HIV/AIDS medications? The time when I thought I had it, I looked it up. There was people that were spending at least around $1,000 a month on medication just to support their lives, to live longer with HIV, to not turn into AIDS. You could live a longer life. You could extend your life for about 20, 30 years extra, maybe 40 possibly, in exchange for having a shorter life. I'm gonna have to end the video sooner or later because there's a storm out here right now while I'm headed to work. So I'm gonna keep the video short. Okay? Guys, ladies, gentlemen, be careful what you're doing with your body. That's why it's important for people to know who they're sleeping with, know what a person is doing. Everybody can look good on the outside, but on the inside, you don't know what's going on with them. You don't know if they have herpes. You don't know if they have AIDS. You don't know if they have any sexual transmitted disease that could potentially harm your life. What is the point with all these 304s, all these hoes, these people sleeping around, participating in a hookup culture? They don't care about their life. They don't care. They don't care until they're actually in a position where, oh my gosh, I got AIDS, I have HIV, I have herpes, I have these diseases that's uncurable. And it's fair to let people know that, hey, look, I got this disease. And you know what's funny? What I question about people. Why are you still engaging with people, going on dates and sleeping with them just to tell them that you have a disease? What do you look for? What do you just stop to think like, let me look for a partner that is willing to accept me and who wants to get married? Let's just keep it real. And it's very, very extremely rare for any man or woman to accept their partner of the opposite sex to have a disease, because it's a lot of complications to have children, because your children may end up having the diseases that you have because it's genetically in that parent's blood. I don't know how it works. I don't know how much the cost will be for all that. It's just nasty. There's a lot of nasty people in this world. If this don't wake up a lot of people to stay out of hookup culture, I don't know what will. But it's just disgusting that there's millions of people every year catching an STD, an STI infection, sexual transmitted diseases, and sexually transmitted infections can ruin your life. It is disgusting. It is disgusting. Marry before you carry. Get married before you have sex. I did things wrong. I learned my lesson, yes. Thank God, God gave me a chance. When I went to the emergency clinic, what was it? Yeah. I went to urgent care. Any urgent care I could find. And this was the time I was in New York City. I found any urgent care that I could find. And I got myself tested in different urgent cares. This is how desperate I was. I got myself tested in up to 3 urgent cares. And I even kept note that I don't have HIV by the grace of God. Because that was my biggest concern. I was questioning all the stuff going on with my body. Times where I had a common cold, times where I had a fever, times where I was very tired. I was scared. I'm just gonna keep it real. I cried. There was one time I was crying because I regretted sleeping with the people that I slept with. That's the danger in sleeping with whoever you want. Somebody you barely know. They could just lie in your freaking face. But they're purposely scheming to purposely infect you with HIV or chlamydia or genital warts or even herpes to get their revenge on the man or the woman that did them dirty and gave it to them. So they're going to purposely infect you and everybody else and say, oh yeah, I'm clean. People don't... You could at least think that with how stupid so many people are in this world, you would think that wouldn't they use common sense to ask, does this person have anything? What is their medical history? Before I sleep with them. And I don't agree with it because it's fornication. You guys already know I'm with God. God all the way, God first. God is my hero. God is my salvation. I care about my soul and I care about my life and I value it a lot. I value my life more than a lot of people out here. The same for my wife as well. Playing Russian roulette with your body just because, oh, she looked good or he looked good. What does that cost you? People don't care. They think, it's like people now thinks that they're the doctor of their own body without being a certified doctor. There's people that could go years without HIV undiagnosed until later on the symptoms pops up. Yeah, you didn't know that, did you? It's called research. It's called research. It's crazy how so many people are uneducated. Even if they are educated, there are people out there that are still not gonna care. They're just gonna kiss whoever, sleep with whoever, do it with whoever because they look good. Don't care if they got the possibility of chlamydia. Don't care if they got the possibility of HPV, HIV, AIDS, a sexual or any sexual transmitted disease or infection. People don't know the seriousness of having to go through the drama to find the person that you slept with that gave you a disease. And it's embarrassing when you slept with so many people. And that's like a equivalent to a woman who slept with 4, 5, 6 different guys and does not know who the baby daddy is. That's worse than that because you're playing Russian roulette with your life. A lot of people out here don't value their lives. FOMO, fear of missing out. The only thing I fear on missing out on is making it to heaven and being with God after this life. This life is temporary. I'm not the ones that play Russian roulette with my life, with people, strangers, people I barely know, just for some 10, 15, 30-minute pleasure. Think about it. Take the time to think about it. Condoms is not 100%. Condoms could have holes in it. It could be ripped. There are people out there who still gets pregnant because a condom popped. And there are people who are still getting pregnant and then no. It's not only that. There are people who are still catching STDs because the condom ripped, or the condom was not on tightly, or not fit properly. A condom does not protect you 100%. Had to put that in there too. Condoms is not 100% safe. Condoms is not 100% safe from having a child out of wedlock, especially getting an STD. It may decrease the chances, but it's not guaranteed. It's not bulletproof 100%. There's no 100% in condoms. There is no 100% in condoms. There are people who are still getting STDs and getting pregnant, even from wearing a condom. That's why I said so many people out there are so blind, foolish, lost behind the lust, because they want to play Russian roulette with their life. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.